It's Zach Sang and the gang hanging out right now in the studio with Alessia Cara.
Yes, you said it right. Hi.
We had to YouTube search like a performance of yours.
Okay.
So I heard somebody else pronounce it first, so I didn't screw it up.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah,
Smart.
I rather do my research than F it up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because getting your name wrong, it starts everything off so poorly. It's a terrible way to start a conversation.
That's true. Like, Alessia Cara is here.
Exactly.
Like,
Alessia Cara, she's a singer. And how many of those interviews have you had to do recently?
A couple. I mean, my whole life has been that. It's just like my mispronunciation of my name.
But how has this radio tour been? Because like I feel like people listening right now, they might not fully understand what a radio tour is, but it's a lot of early mornings.
Yeah.
It's a shit ton of flights. Like, explain it. Like, what has your last week been?
My last week has been like, I mean, lots of planes, lots of like going through customs and like taking off your shoes and walking in the lines. A lot of that, a lot of no sleep, a lot of hotels. This whole radio promo tour, East Coast and West Coast, it's just been like tons of hotels, no sleep, eating at random different places every day.
It's a pretty crazy life, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really strange. I'm not used to it yet, so it's very weird.
The art of having a hit song.
Yeah.
It's pretty scary.
I mean, if you want to call it a hit song. It's crazy, like, to think of that. It's weird. It's all so new and strange and amazing.
Well, let's talk about where you came from. You grew up in Canada, started making videos on YouTube.
Yes.
Why YouTube? Why did you think that was the place?
Because I couldn't do it any other place because I was always really shy to sing in front of people. So my mom was like, why don't you just post online and then, like, I can share it with some of my friends on Facebook and, like, you can share with your friends on Facebook and then, you know, your friends and everyone that we know can know that you sing, but you won't have to, like, sing in front of them yet.
Yeah.
So I would do that and I'd start posting, like, reposting on my Facebook and actually just posting directly to my Facebook initially, and then it moved to YouTube, actually. And then I did my first cover on YouTube, which was Price Tag by Jessie J.
You must remember that cover, and you're probably going to remember that cover for the rest of your life.
Yeah, and how cringeworthy it is, because I just go, oh, every time I watch it. I can't watch it. I never watch my covers back, but every time it's like...
So you can't watch your covers back?
No.
What else can't you do?
I think listen to my own songs.
You can't listen to your own songs?
Like, once I like to listen to them once it's all done, and then a couple times, like, when it's all done and finished, or when I get a new mix. But I can't just, like, for recreational purposes, just put on my own tune and, like, I get bored of it. I don't know. I can't do it. It's weird.
I have friends, right, that, like, you go to their house, and the first thing that they whip out is their music. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, my God, you're here. Oh, you got to listen to this track. You got to hear it.
Yeah.
So you're not like that.
No, I don't know. It's weird. And when people play it in front of me, like, I just don't know what to do with my body. I'm like, do I sing along? Like, is that weird? Like, what do I do? It's like when people sing happy birthday to you.
Exactly.
And you don't know what to do with your body becomes like.
Do I clap?
Yeah.
Do I open my arms?
Yeah, it's like that. That's just weird. I don't know. I can't do it.
Let's talk about here. You're single?
Yes.
When I use the word phenomenal, I truly mean it. Because it's a fucking awesome song.
Thank you. That's so cool.
And the story behind how you wrote this song, to me, is super interesting. I know the story, but tell it from your perspective.
Okay. Well, it was way before I got signed. It was 2 years ago. Actually, it's not way before because I only got signed last year. So a year before I got signed, I was working with this writer named Sebastian Cole from Alabama, this random guy. I'd never met him before. They just put us together to make some songs, and I was like, okay. And he turned out to be, like, amazing, the most, like, amazing teacher, mentor, writer ever. And one day I went into the studio, usual studio session at Kuya Production Studio. There's, like, two brothers from Toronto, this producer duo. We were just in the studio, and they were like, what do you want to write about today? And I could not stop thinking about this party that I'd gone to the night before. And basically what happened at this party was pure awkwardness and weirdness. Again, going back to not knowing what to do with your body. I feel like I don't know what to do with my body like 90% of the time. Like,
Me
from
too.
Speaking with you, I'm realizing
like I just exist.
Yeah,
it's
like, what do you do? Yeah, so I didn't know how to talk. I can't dance. I didn't know the song, so I just felt so uncomfortable. And I was just looking at just observing everyone in the corner and, like, watching, and I'm just like, what the heck am I doing here? So I told them about it, and they're like, let's do it.
That's it.
So we made it, like, in the form of, like, a rant. It's like a singing, rapping rant, which I love because it's like, it was exactly how I was ranting to them about it. So it's like kind of like this happened and then this and then in like a cooler way.
It's so beautifully done, and I've listened to your songs now, and they're so relatable. They're so honest. They're so true, and they're different, but they're relatable because you're speaking to people like me. You know, I feel like when I've listened to your music, you get the lone wolf vibe.
Really?
You know, you're the girl who's you're giving your perspective kind of from chilling in the corner. You know what I mean? I feel like that's really important. It's different. It's unique.
Thank you.
Hard for you to translate those experiences into lyrics?
A little bit. I mean, at first, yeah, because I had always written stuff like short stories and poems, but when it came to songs, it was just like, I'm sorry, there's something in my eye. I don't know what's going on. When it came to songs, like, I kept discouraging myself, and I was like, I don't know how to do this. I didn't even try because I just thought I don't know how to do it. And then that's why it took, like, Sebastian Cole to just, like, he's, like, amazing. He taught me so much, and, like, then I realized there's a way to do it, and and now it just comes so easily, you know what I mean?
Well, I was just going to ask. Sit back right now and reflect on what you've learned in the past year.
So much.
How incredible has it been?
It's been amazing. There's so many things that you don't know, you know, like you can love music. Like I loved music, and I would consider myself like a singer, but I didn't know like the slightest bit about the business or about how to write music or what it's like to be in a studio. Like I didn't know anything. It was my first time. So I think now, like going into the second album, when that does come, it's like, okay, I'll know exactly what to do.
It's a different game.
It's a whole different, like I'm not going to be scared to share my ideas because I was so terrified of like, what if we do this? Like, I was all, you know, it's just weird.
It's very scary. Well, because you go in there and you're with these professionals and you have an idea, but in their mind, you have no idea.
Yeah,
exactly.
Exactly. Yeah. So then, like, they just keep going, and then you want to insert your opinion. And then, so as I went on, I started doing that, and I just started actually writing, and I'm like, wow, I can do it now. Like, that's amazing.
What is pop music to you?
Pop music to me? Oh my gosh. I think pop is such a big thing now, you know.
It's general.
It's such a huge, like anything can be pop. Like I guess anything that's popular. But I think what's cool now is that music is starting to kind of shift in the sense that now genres are like customized to people. Like so now it's not even like there's like a certain kind of pop. It's like there's an Alessia pop or an Ed Sheeran pop or a Lord pop.
Exactly.
So it's customized to the person. So I think pop can be like anything that you, the specific person, want it to be and make it your own kind of version, I guess.
I mean, you're general, and everything is considered pop now. Anything that has a message, anything that has a beat, anything that has a hook, it falls under that category.
It does.
Do you feel like there's real potential for you in pop music because your voice is so unique and there's so many different opportunities for you in many different genres, honestly? Why pop music?
I don't know. You know what? I think going into it again, like I just knew I liked to sing and I knew I had a lot to say. And that's all I knew. I didn't know what I wanted my sound to be like. I didn't know the slightest bit about genres or anything. So I think going into it, it just kind of developed into that. There was I never even went in and said I knew what I wanted the direction to go in, and I know I didn't want it to be like, you know, I don't know. I knew kind of my style, and I knew I wanted to have it, like, have a little edge to it.
Pop just happened.
Yeah, but pop just kind of happened, honestly. Like, that exact style just happened. You can't articulate that style of music.
Of course.
You know, it's weird. I don't know.
And I feel like with your lyrics, the power of pop music, the two of them together, you can do some really great stuff. Honestly, your lyrics speak to people. Have you taken a second? I mean, you haven't, maybe not yet because your song hasn't fully hit the radio, but there's going to come a moment in time, right? Where you're going to sit back and you're going to realize that song here, because I know it hit me, because as that guy in the corner and the guy who doesn't know what to do with his body, who's uncomfortable at parties, it spoke to me. There's millions of me everywhere. And there's going to come a moment in time where your song's on the radio and it's going to impact people and it's going to change the way they perceive a situation, the way they perceive themselves sometimes. There's so much power in music. It's so incredible. You have to understand it.
Yeah, I mean, I know there's so much. But the thing is, I didn't even know how much power even that song had because I thought I was the only one who felt that way. You know, you don't realize until after it's released and until after these people are messaging you and saying these things that it's like, okay, I'm not the only one. And there's probably 10 other people in that same room that day that were feeling the same way as me.
Exactly.
But they just didn't say anything, you know, and you would never know.
What went through your mind when you got that first message?
I was like, really? Oh, okay. And I think the first time, like the first couple messages were from people that were way older than me and like some were men. It's just so weird how many different people relate to that song. And it's so great because I've always wanted my music to get to everybody.
Yeah.
So it's like perfect. It's like perfect world for me.
Now, you said in an interview that you hate being compared to people.
Well, I mean, I like it. I just don't like when, as a new artist, okay, when I play something for someone, and they'll go, I'm trying to think of who you sound like. And it's like, why would you try to think? Just say that. Yeah, as a new artist, it's like you're trying so hard to prove yourself and to prove why you're different. And then they just go right to you sound like this person. And it's like,
always.
But if it's a compliment, like a lot of them have been great people. So it's like, thank you. But
Alessia,
at the same time.
There hasn't been a day in my life for the past 4 years that I haven't lived and somebody hadn't said, oh my God, you're the next Ryan Seacrest.
Yeah.
That's all people do is compare.
Yeah, they just have to. They have to put you in something. I noticed
everybody
that
needs to be grouped.
Yeah. People just have to label something. That's what I noticed. They have to put a label on it for them to understand it. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way we understand things.
Whether it be bad or good.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I mean, it's not. I don't think it's a bad thing because, of course, it's a little frustrating at first. But when you see the people that they're comparing me to, and I don't think they mean it in a bad way. They're saying I could be as great as that person, and that's the best thing. You can't ever get mad at that. That's amazing.
Where do you see yourself going this next year?
I have no idea. I didn't even know where I was going last week. I have no idea. I hope it's a great place. I hope that I'll do amazing things and just learn, absorb as much as I can, and just be more confident every day. But I have no idea.
Is confidence a problem for you?
Yeah, of course.
Do you feel, has this sped that whole process along? Because you've gone from literally making music behind your computer to, I saw your performance at TED. You performed at TED. A high honor. You're literally doing interviews talking about yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, you're kind of forced to be confident a little bit.
You have to.
You have to be because, you just kind of have to be. And I think it's not even, now at this point, it's not even I'm forcing myself to. It's just kind of coming naturally. Yeah. And because I don't realize, I was telling them this before, because I don't realize that it's real yet, it hasn't hit me, so everything is just okay. It one day I feel like it's just gonna.
It's not gonna hit you for 4 years.
I hope not, because then I'll go insane.
Dude, it didn't hit me for 4 or 5 years that what I was doing was of some great specialty. You know what I mean? That this was unique. That there was something here. That there was something greater to be accomplished. It took years and years and years, but when it clicks, it will click.
But then what if it clicks and then it's because it hasn't clicked, I don't feel like I have to be that confident. But then if it does click and I realize the extent, then maybe I'll get more insecure because it's oh, now I have to be more confident.
Confidence too fast can ruin someone.
Yeah,
confidence in due time will make you a star.
Hope so.
Because I have a lot of friends, dude, who came out and they're doing their first radio tour and they would go into places. They'd have their own lighting crews. They'd come with 5 security guards. It'd be talk about
their
confidence,
own lighting
dude. Seriously, I've seen it all.
Wow.
Right? But you also see those people come real fast and they go just as fast. People who don't really I feel like sometimes with artists, they have the opportunity to, what's the right word? Not know their value. You get what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
They think they're worth more than in reality they are.
Yeah.
They think they're selling 1 million more records than in reality that's happening. They have 10 million more followers on Twitter than they really do. And confidence comes through. But the people who succeed are the people who stay true to who they are. And you take everything as it comes.
Yeah.
You're doing a lot, dude. Life is moving fast. Yeah. You made a really cool choice by having your dad with you.
Thanks, man. He's cool.
You like it?
Yeah, I like it. Of course, you need to have somebody that's there, that and that you 100% trust. But I mean, everyone's really cool. It's just nice to have your family.
Family's back in Canada?
Yeah, everyone's there.
And you're here. Are you living in the States? Are you going back and forth?
No, I'm still living there. I want to stay there as long as I can.
You like Canada?
Yeah, I like it. I mean, it's cool. A lot of people complain about Brampton, the city that I'm from. I don't know why.
Tell me about it.
There's nothing wrong about it. I don't know. People are just I can't wait to get out of Brampton. It's why? I like it. I think it's cool. It's calm, whatever.
And as you get to do more of this stuff, you'll miss it even more.
Exactly.
Dude, I just moved here from across the country, and I was living with my parents the entire time, and now I'm living out on my own, different side of the country.
Sucks.
On my own, and it sucks.
Oh, it's the worst, right?
Because you become accustomed to something, and you become used to something, and you miss it,
Yeah.
And as all of this new hits you, sometimes it's cool to go back and, be where you grew up. You know? That's the life.
It is the life.
What do your friends think?
They're so supportive. Yeah. They honestly are. They're Yeah, like they always were, even before I got signed, before anything. Like they were just like, "You're gonna do it. We know you. This is what you're meant to do." Da da da. Now they joke like, "Oh, you're too busy for us now." But whatever, okay? Because when they were in school and I wasn't, like a loser at home, like trying to make a career out of this thing, you know, they were too busy for me.
So is that what happened? Did you homeschool yourself?
No, well, I graduated and then I
Okay.
took the year off. I applied to university and then something told me like, no, just wait. So I took the year off and I was praying, and then I was just at home praying and hoping that I would get a deal. So I was just going to different labels and singing for them and just praying. And then Def Jam came along. And I was like, oh.
Was that a scary move, saying deuces to the university?
No, because I knew that anything else other than music would be settling. So it's probably scary for my parents. But for me, I was like, I know it's not going to happen. I just knew that it wasn't for me.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's awesome. It's great to know that. It's weird. I had the same moment in college.
Really? Yeah, you just know, right?
But with me, I wish I knew like you knew. Because if I did just know, I would be a little bit more wealthy right now. Because like I ended up going, and then they threw me out of school because I was missing so much school for work. So they threw me out. But for me, it was a scary move because you get raised and you're like school, university, college.
Yep.
And it ends up kind of being bullshit a little bit.
Yeah, because it's like not every thing that you like. It's not every job that you want is like. Sometimes if you go to university, I learned that if you go there, you don't always get the job anyways.
Never.
You know, it's good to have the education, and if you have a dream that requires university, then of course. But if your dream is elsewhere, you don't have to do that. There's other ways, you know. But finish high school though, please.
Do it.
You need to do that. I think absorb as much information as you can.
When did you know that music was going to be a real career for you?
I think you know what, I always kind of knew. I know that's so weird and like cliche, like it's always been a part of me, but really. It has. Like, I just kind of always knew. And there was, like, it was always shifting back and forth from, like, can I do it, though? Not really. But I always, deep down in the back of my brain, kind of knew that I was going to do it.
When you know, you know. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I didn't know when, and I didn't know it was going to be now or this soon. But I knew at some point.
Scared about how soon it came?
A little bit.
Yeah?
It's like a good scary, though. It's kind of like roller coaster, like you're getting up to the top and you're like, okay, now what? And then you fall and you just hope that you don't die. But that's what I feel right now.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, tell me about this album.
Oh, it's pretty much done.
Yeah?
I think we just finished mixing. The title just got out. I don't know how it got out, but it's out. It's called Know It All.
Awesome.
So it's kind of almost complete. We just have to get I'm excited to get the booklet ready. Like, you know, the booklet inside.
That's such
even
a
though
big
no one
move.
buys them.
Hey,
I do.
will buy your album, my friend.
Exactly. And then tell me how the booklet is.
Dude, I'll schlep my fat ass to the nearest Target and I will buy an album and I'll take a picture next to the booklet. No problemo.
All right, good.
Seriously.
Tell me how it is, because I'm going to make it good. I love those.
How crazy is it? You get your own album. That's insane.
Yeah.
How do you plan for that?
You don't. You can't. You can't plan for it. You can't even prepare your brain for it. You just have to do it.
So creatively, what are you doing in this? What's your role within this album?
Well, I think concept-wise, it's a lot of like concepts like Here, and I don't know if you've heard my song Wild Things.
Yeah.
I performed it live a couple times.
Yes, I think I heard it with the the TED Talk.
Yeah. Oh, that was Scars.
That's it.
Yeah. So
Great
it's
song, by the way.
thank you. So it's a lot of songs like that, like whether they're empowering directly or indirectly. Like I feel like Here is indirectly empowering, and I realize that now because it's like I'm just literally ranting, but at the same time it's empowering for the people who feel the same way.
Exactly.
So it's things like that, literally just things that I was thinking or that are in my head and that I just want to get out as a teen girl, just what a teen girl thinks.
Is your album an extension of who you are as a person?
I think so. Yeah, because it's things that I've never really articulated before that I wanted to get out because I never thought I could articulate them until I made this album. So it was like, you know, I just had amazing people helping me do that. It was great. So, yeah.
Awesome. Hey, you're a badass dude.
Thank you, man.
Like it. You have a big year coming up. When does the album release? Do you know?
In the fall.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gonna start touring? Is that on the horizon? Gonna do shows?
I hope so. Yeah, I'm doing a show in New York.
Cool.
Now in Brooklyn on the 20th.
Very hip.
I hope so. I mean,
Hey.
Is there any other way?
Dude, only the hippest of people
I'm just
perform in
kidding.
Brooklyn. You know what I mean? I'm so unhip that they wouldn't even allow me in.
Yeah.
I try to get off the subway and they say, no, turn around.
You can't. You don't belong here.
You belong in Times Square, sir.
Yeah, but
When are you going to go back to Canada? Do you know?
soon. I think in a couple weeks. weeks. Yeah, a couple weeks. I never really know. I don't know. Even though I see the schedule a billion times, I still forget. So probably in a couple weeks. I'm there for my birthday.
Hey.
Which is good.
What, birthday plans?
No, I haven't had a birthday party since I was 10 years old, and that was my only birthday party when I was 10.
This is the time. This is the time.
To celebrate everything that's happened.
Get the label to send you a cake with your face on it or something.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, something nice. I'll put in a good word. I know them.
Yeah, okay,
don't
cool.
worry.
Yeah.
Yeah. You need to have a birthday party. You need to celebrate.
I know, it's weird. It just goes back to me feeling weird. I don't know. It's like people are there for me. That's awkward.
You don't like being celebrated?
No, at all. I really don't.
What are you going to do when it's time to perform in front of a crowd?
I mean, that's different because that's different.
Is it?
Because it's what I love to do, and I feel like that's the only thing I'm really good at. So it's like, okay, I'm confident. And people, like, they sing along, and they're there for you, but in a different way. Like, they're there to hear your music, and it's different. They're not just there to celebrate you, like, hey, like, I don't know.
Celebrating, you know. Performing in front of people, yes.
Yeah, of course.
You perform, and you just have a cake, and nobody sings happy birthday.
That's
a birthday.
That would be great.
Hey, I'm pitching
and you have
ideas
all your friends
here.
and family there anyway, so they'll still be there.
Exactly.
You perform for
just
them.
bring a cake. The cake is just a treat.
Exactly.
You don't have to be celebrated.
You don't have to sing anything. Just like I'll just eat it, when no one's watching.
Have you thought about the praise or possibly just saying hate exists in this world?
Oh, it's already happened.
Have you thought of that?
Yeah, I always have. Even on my YouTube channel before I was I'm still the same. Before I did this, I guess. There'd be people for no reason, oh my God, you suck, or for no reason at all. And there's still people doing that now. Oh, she sucks. She's so whiny in this song. Why? Just go home.
What is your reaction when you see those comments?
It actually makes me laugh. It's funny, but it's just of course it stings. It's like a little punch, but then you just get back. You just have to keep going. And then the praise, on the praise side, it's so overwhelming. There's people oh my God, my queen, calling me queen, making accounts for me, fan accounts. It's so weird. It's wow, really? Why?
The power of music.
Yeah, for real. I'm just glad it's about the music. I'm glad that they really just like my song.
Talking about the music, I'm excited to hear you perform.
Yeah, I'm excited to perform. The music is just what it is. I don't really know how to describe it. It's just...
It speaks for itself, my friend.
I guess, yeah. I don't even, I guess it's alternative pop genre-wise. And again, concept-wise, it's just my thoughts or things.
I feel like your music is so simple and elegant and so meaningful that at the end of the day, it truly does speak for itself.
Thank you.
I'm excited to hear it.
I'm excited to play it.
Awesome.
Hey, thank you. But since my friends are here, I just came to kick it.
Grow up is a little drastic.
We just like each other.
Smoke
We're just best friends.
We just love each other.
We're just in love.